And we're live.
Oh.
Welcome to Strikeout Beer
Oh.
Podcast, your least favorite podcast, with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm RD, what up?
You know what, brother? I'm just living the dream.
Dude,
That's it.
we got Luka back in Dallas tonight, 25-26 right now. Dallas is in the lead. Oh, there, LaFlop just hit the game tying. We're a minute and 17 left. Hey, what the hell did you give me? What is this?
It's some we're doing NAs today. This is Weekday Wit from Groovy.
Groovy.
And I've got a mix. I think I got 4 different ones from here.
Non-alcoholic Belgian wheat ale. 80 calories, 20. Holy shit, dude. This got more carbs than a damn Coke. 20 carbs.
Oh, damn. It was a mixed pack of some NAs that I've never seen before.
20 or 2 grams of protein, no fat. Near beer contains less. It says near beer contains less than 0.5% alcohol. Yeah, I'm just gonna have one then. Water, malted barley, wheat malt, hops, orange peel, coriander, seed, and yeast. Wait, is that coriander seed? I think it's a product of Canada. Oh Jesus. Imported by Groovy, Denver, Colorado. There you go. Now we have some. I didn't mean to turn all the way that way while I'm like trying to do that, but let's see what we got here. We got some words here. 8 days a week. Our non-alcohol. 8 days a week. Our non-alcoholic
Beatles, right?
Weekday wit is made to brighten your day. While it pours pale and cloudy, the taste is light, refreshing, and downright sunny thanks to the zesty flavors of the orange peel and coriander. Whether you're sipping it on a weekday or it's sipping into your weekend, the forecast for tomorrow is bright with a no fog in sight.
Okay.
This isn't your basic QR code. Collaborate on the best brews of whatever the hell it is. Says BB date of November something 2025. There you go. Yeah, I'm just gonna have one of these. I didn't realize it was like 20 carbs. That's just not having a lot of carbs these days.
Well, I have several different flavors.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go through the flavors, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to do you a solid here.
Well, just
doing you a favor.
Me a favor.
Yeah.
What about the people?
Doing for the people.
It's for the people.
I'm here for the people.
But this was it was a mixed pack I never seen before.
All right.
I was out there at Total Wine looking for something.
Groovy.
I was like, let me find a mixed pack.
I saw Groovy the other day too,
and I was like, okay, Groovy, I can get down with that.
I wonder when it came about. You know what I mean? Because right now, we talk about this all the time too, like how these NAs are just really everywhere.
We are in a renaissance for NAs.
That thing in there. I've been checking in my beers lately. I've been slacking. I feel terrible about it too because I was on fire for like 2 months, and then March I kind of just took the month off. Like I still had the beers,
right?
But how many goddamn people are mowing their yard at night?
Everybody.
Jesus Christ, that one's full of dirt. I mean, where the hell is this guy?
I don't know.
All right, I don't smell anything. Nothing. Don't smell one thing.
Yeah, I'm there with you. It tastes pretty good though. Like it's got a
tastes like a wit. Tastes like a wit beer.
Tastes
sour.
It's got some good flavor behind it.
You see the beer cans behind us. Oh, you know what? I need to put my well, the stars are on. Right there. Oh yeah. That's right. It's Master Week, folks. Got this hat for a birthday present last year.
Okay. So that leads me to a question that I have for you.
All right. That's a little tart.
Do people care about golf anymore?
Absolutely. Huge.
Do you think so?
Big time. Yep.
Because
I don't think Live gets a lot of action, even though like on the WB or something like that.
But there's no big there's no Tiger anymore, right? Tiger's doing.
Tiger's always hurt. We're looking for that person to take up his mantle, but he was such a trailblazer, if you want to call him that. He was when he entered, I think he was 16 years old when he hit the scene and set the world on fire.
Right.
You know, and everybody, you know, it was a little divisive, you know, obviously and whatnot, but not him, but just in general.
Right.
And holy moly, dude. Like, I think the world, you had some of those holdouts, but the rest of the world,
Lizzie?
And like us, like, you know, young, I'm only a couple years younger than he is. Like we're only a couple years younger.
Really?
Yeah. Are we older than he is? Are we 2 years older or 2 years younger? It's one of the two.
He's older than us. He's 49.
Okay, so
he's 5 years older. He's 5 years older than us.
Because I remember being at like my dad's house or whatever, and watching Tiger play or whatnot, and I was just like, Jesus, man, this guy is just killing it. He is.
Well, he was back then.
Killing. He's done it for years. Like he just recently he got hurt. Well, he's been hurt for a while.
I mean,
now, but he's come back.
It's been a minute.
He puts eyes on the TV. He puts asses in the stands. People go to tournaments and stuff like that to see him play. And I mean, you still have big marquee names, but I tell you what, if Tiger's suiting up, and he makes the weekend cut, that's huge.
Must watch, right?
Yeah,
but there's nobody else in golf right now that you're like, so and so is playing.
I like watching Rahm, even though he's on Live now.
But you like watching him, right? But it's not must watch TV. You're not like, you planned your weekends around, like, especially Masters week. You knew you were watching golf when Tiger was playing.
I'm watching golf for golf. I think Masters is a different thing for me because I'm watching this week. Right, he's not playing. I was already ready. I'm telling you right now, Masters has always been different. It's a week where everyone worldwide, they all watch this, right? And like college basketball ends the week before.
Minix is in the house. What's up, Minix?
Hey, what's up, Minix? How we doing? I'll tell you someone, you should already have known. I feel weird with you coming at me with that bullshit. But
no,
anyways,
I mean, I know golf.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. Scotty's playing great.
Is the guy. And he's a Dallas guy. I think that makes it a little bit different for us.
Yeah.
We're like, it's a local guy for us. Because when Jordan Spieth blew up.
Was Scotty Scheffler the guy last year that got arrested?
Yes. Yes. In Louisville.
I was listening to the hard line. I was listening to hard line. And they were having the conversation about golf and the big names out there, and Corby's like, well, he's talking to Davey, and he's like, you should care about Scotty local, especially being a North Texas guy. There's a lot of big North Texas golfers out there that are really good, like Scotty Scheffler. And he looks at me and goes, you mean to tell me I need to cheer for that cop killing golf player?
Cop killing? Oh my god. Jesus.
He's like, he didn't kill him, but
it's a misunderstanding.
It was huge, right? Yeah. But it's like, and they were talking. I was listening earlier yesterday. I was
trying to get Lizzie to have me give me a shirt with his mugshot on it. It was like immediately. I was like, get it.
Get it. I would rock the S out of that.
Dude, people had it. And just like with Tiger's mugshot.
Oh,
had that,
dude. That's a top 5 greatest mugshot of all time. Yeah. I think is it Gary Busey's has got to be number 1.
You ever seen is it Jason London or the other London? One of the guys from Mallrats and stuff like that. And
Jason Lee?
No. Jason, not Jason Lee. You listen to what I'm saying?
London.
One of the London guys, the London kids, the twins. They're twins. He was also in what's that high school movie about Texas? It's back in the 70s. Had okay, or all right in it. Matthew McConaughey's in it. Set in the 70s, high school.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna let you.
Okay, I'll get there. Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
and so. We
talked about that last week.
So he got out
about the Ben Affleck snapping his ankle in half.
Yeah. So one of the London twins got into it at some point, and he got a little roughed up. And he's like, you know who I am? I guess he caught a shot too. Like, so by the time they checked him in, like got him his mugshot, he's got this mark on his face, like, and it's got a black eye, like a little. I'm like, oh god. But anyways, back to bringing it back to sports, right? But for me, it's Scotty Scheffler. He's to me the number 1 golfer.
And you've had these guys
that were there eventually,
but you've had these guys that were supposed to take over the game, like Rory. Rory was the first one after Tiger, right? Yeah, and then he had that huge. It was Masters where he melted down, right?
Yeah,
where he had like a double-digit lead and blew it in like 3 holes or something like that.
I don't
4
think
holes.
I don't remember what it was, but it was some crazy lead and all hell broke loose.
Just
fell away from. It got away from him.
Right. And
I saw him at the Masters,
and he's won one. I think he's won 1 major since then, and nothing else. Now he's always been big but Jordan Spieth being Texas guy, right?
Yeah, he hasn't had a shot he liked in like 10.
Jason London says Lizzie.
Thank you. Yeah, Lizzie.
Randall Pink Floyd.
Randall Pink Floyd. It was him. I think that's what it was too. Because it was like, is the guy from that? It wasn't the guy from Mallrats, but it was the other one. Whatever. Yeah, Randall Pink Floyd.
When you're saying Jason London, I was like, you mean Jason Lee? Like that's not
Jason Lee.
I know, but like
Jason London.
I think Mallrats. I think Jason Lee.
Okay. Well, Jason London's in that, right?
Okay.
Or is it the other London?
I don't know. I don't know who the London guys are, but I know who Jason Lee is.
I've been watching My Name's Earl. That was
a great show.
I mean, I'm going through it.
Ended way too soon.
And I feel great about it. Like that, and then the middle. I get like this when I've had a little too much to drink and like I'm laying in bed or whatever. It's the day after. Like on Thursdays, oh, but I'm a mess.
Oh.
So I'm watching the middle or Home Improvement or something like that. I'm like, I mean, it's hitting home. All this stuff. When you're raising all these effing kids, and all going through all this bullshit or whatever, it's like, hey, I remember it kicks up all these other these small memories and things like that. It's like, yeah, I hope they remember all this stupid shit I used to have to do. You know what I mean? But anyhow.
But
give me Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler.
Spieth was supposed to be the guy, right?
Xander Schauffele, I like watching him. Colin Morikawa.
Okay, I know who Jason is. Looking at Jason, I know who he is.
I like Fleetwood. He's the fairway Jesus. He's got the long hair and shit in the back or whatever.
But there's not. Again, there's not that guy, right? You've got a few guys.
The guy is,
and then
Scotty
you had.
Scheffler.
Well,
he is the guy, dude. He has been killing it.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
Yeah, no, you're not listening.
He's not.
You hear me
but
talk,
he's not like.
Listening. He is. He's that big. He's that big.
I mean, he's big.
He'll never will he ever be on the like how Tiger was? I don't know. He's got to win a shitload more.
No. Yeah.
And obviously with Tiger,
I think the last guy we talked about in the vein of Tiger, you had two. You had Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
But then he just kind of lost it, and then he went over to Live.
Yeah.
And
Dustin,
it's just been kind of Dustin's
there. He's over at Live too.
But I think the last guy that you really got excited about, that you were like, this guy's going to take everything over, was Spieth, because he had that year and a half run.
Yeah.
That was just phenomenal, and then he just lost it. Like, I don't think he's in the top 50 anymore.
No, he's top 50.
Yeah,
he's top 50.
I don't know that he is.
Oh God! All right, I'll pull it up. I guess.
Yeah, pull it up, please.
There's no way he's not. Who the hell would be above him in the top 50 rankings? We'll do the golf 2025 official world rankings from CBS. How about that? You have Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Morikawa. I do like Ludwig Auberg. He's good to watch.
Never heard of him.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah.
Russell Henley, you don't know him. Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
Victor Hovland. Mr.
Yeah,
Smiley,
heard him.
he's there. Maverick McNeely, you don't know him. Wyndham Clark, you might know him.
I've heard of him.
Was 12.
Heard of him.
Shane Lowry's 13.
Okay.
I mean, Keegan Bradley, Patrick Cantley.
I listened to a lot of
Bryce Dave Champeau, Billy Horschel. They're 19 and 20. I'm going to keep going.
What's the golf show on Saturdays on the ticket?
Oh, the T-box.
The T-box. I listen to a lot of T-box on Saturdays.
Did you have a
because I'm out delivering a lot of times on Saturdays, so I hear it.
Did you have a good?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Spieth is in the top 50. I think he's in the 60s.
Let me do Control F. Hold on, because I'm scrolling.
Hey, here's the problem.
Jordan,
you got to do Control F to look for him.
All right, so you say not in the top 50.
Yeah.
Where would you have him? What do you think he's?
I think he's somewhere close to 60.
Give me a number.
62.
65.
Okay.
There you go.
So I was right.
Yeah. And it's been in his head for God knows how long. Like I said, he hasn't hit a shot that he's liked in the last 10 years. Every shot he can get it to land within 3 feet of the hole, he fucking complains about it. He's Luka, essentially. He is Luka. We're watching Luka right now take on the Mavs. Good game. Dallas up 40-38. Was it Luka's got like 30 points or whatever?
Bright pink shoes.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, he got to the point where it's like annoying to listen to him and watch him. It's like, dude, you're really good at golf, but you get too much in your effing head and you just nonstop complain. And you complain about this, complain about that. And it's like, dude, you're an amazing golfer and got great talent. But yeah, it's all in his head. Like, half the shit's in his head.
Yeah. I mean, he's winning all these tournaments, and then he's changing his swing. He can't putt anymore. He just lost it.
Lizzie said London is in the Smith movie. So I guess that's Jason London.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but
what's the other one? Is there two?
Jason Lee is too.
No, I know he is. I know. He's what's his name? He's in like all those damn movies.
I know.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies from him is it's a guy thing. I like that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That was not bad.
Shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've watched it. I've been watching. I just been watching just bad movies that pop up on Netflix and things like that.
Yeah. Jeremy London is the brother. I wonder if Jeremy London was in Out Cold.
Okay.
You remember that movie?
Yeah, with the great Zach Galifianakis.
That's the first Allen movie I've ever saw. Out Cold was friggin' awesome. It's back in 2001. We're watching on this old ass Sony Trinitron that I couldn't get up in I couldn't get it in my apartment. My mom was like, "Oh, just leave it here." Oh, Jason London was in that too. Okay. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Anyways. Well, yeah. I was like, dude, I had this mask. I went to freaking Sears.
Lizzie said Jeremy was in Party of Five.
Party of Five. There you go. Okay. Cool. So I know there's a difference. Like there was like in comedy movies and then like whatever the hell it was. But yeah, so I bought this, like I was at Sears.
Okay.
You know, I used to love Sears because
who didn't?
They had all these cool ass tools, Craftsman, everything you can think of. So we'd have to go up there and get like tools.
But you can go to like the electronics section. They had the floor models that marked real cheap.
Yeah.
I would go to Sears to get that stuff or Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy, yeah, floor model city.
But dude, floor models, like that's where I got my first VCR.
Yeah,
I bought that
at Best Buy or
at Best
Sears?
Buy.
Oh, okay.
And then they had Ghost in the Darkness on sale. We talked about last week when the great Val Kilmer passed.
God, don't even remember it. Last week's a shit show. Don't watch that show.
Or do. It's just
too much bourbon, too much whiskey. But yeah, so I bought this. I don't know why. I don't know. And I got like approved for like, you're like 18. You're like, you know what I need to do? It's like, I can't afford it. And they're like, yeah, you can put it on a car for like $25 a month. Oh yeah? Do it.
$25 a month. That's it.
Let's do it. Whatever. So I got the biggest effing Sony Trinitron TV they had. They delivered to the house. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm moving out. I got my own place. And so we go to carry it and lift it up. We can't get it up the stairs. Couldn't get it through the front door of the apartment. And so we're sitting there like, I don't know what to do. This thing weighs like 180 pounds. Like, I don't know, like, I was skinny back then. I was like, but I had some buddies with me, but we couldn't get the damn thing into. I was like, all right, screw it. So I ended up like sending it back to my mom. So my mom's like, yeah, bring it on back over here. I'll take care of it. It's in our goddamn living room.
Meanwhile, you're paying $25 a month, and your mom's
got this reinforced freaking TV stand that would,
those big screen TVs that just
see now like the big screen TVs. Remember that apartment I had over there in Bedford?
Yeah.
You come in there. You remember that roll around? That it wasn't a tube one. It was a big screen. It was like a 60
big old CRT, and it was just had wheels on.
Yeah, it didn't have like the normal shit like from the 90s or whatever, but it was a big screen or whatever. My brother's like, you want this thing? Yeah, I'll take it, man. I'll throw it in the room. So I had this 70-inch television with wheels and the speakers on the bottom.
I had one of those that I had that a buddy, it was going out, but he's like, it still works, but it will overheat.
Okay.
And so it would only work for like so long.
All right.
And I couldn't watch it as long in the summer, but like during the winter, and it was right in the apartment. It was right there by the screen door for the back.
Okay.
For the patio. So I'd open that up and I would get some extra time with it, right? Because it's cooling it off. But like I had that big old thing. I'm playing PS2, playing like God of War, Devil May Cry, SOCOM, games like that, and I'm playing on it. And then it eventually just went out, and it was like, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
And so I at one point I had like a TV like on top of it, but yeah, it sat in that apartment until I moved out, because getting it out of the apartment, I lived upstairs too. So getting it out of the apartment wasn't like an easy task. So it wasn't until I moved out that we got rid of it. Like at one point in time, I remember I was living in this apartment, and Liz and Kieran were living with me for a little bit before we moved into a 2-bedroom, and I had the dining room that I used that TV as like a wall for that dining room, because we put we set up like a little a cot for the kid to sleep in, in there, and had a TV and stuff. But yeah, that was the wall, and it went to the spot here where you walked in, and there wasn't an actual door, but it was like an entranceway.
Jesus.
But,
yeah, I still had that thing after we moved out of that place, and then Tyler, he took over my whole bedroom. He got a queen bed and a big ass TV. He's just sitting there loving life or whatever. And then finally, it was like, when we moved, I was like, we're getting rid of this damn thing. It's like, I ain't taking it with us.
All right.
So we just rolled it out to the dump. I go, someone will pick this thing up. I was like, so we'll call that. All right. So what do we got next?
Next up, we got Golden Era Groovy. This is a golden brew. Lasting Legacy. Our crisp, easy drinking Golden Era is made for infinite crushability. This classic style is clean and light with a hint of honey and a touch of bitterness. It's perfectly balanced so you can stay perfectly clear. Some might say this is an era-defining brew. Just ask the World Beer Cup Awards. They gave it a gold. So this one's 60 calories, 16 carbs on this one. 0 fat.
Cool.
So
eyes are really dry. Don't smell anything. All right. Oh, it's an interesting taste. It's really interesting.
How so?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just weird.
All right.
Not weird in a bad way. Just it's weird. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I needed to check on you and see how you're holding up.
Every day's a struggle. Every day is a surprise that I'm still here. I mean, it just the world keeps hurling fastballs right down the pike, 95 miles an hour. I can't hit a fastball.
So I got a couple reasons to check in on you. Check in you and your family. Okay.
The floods up in Kentucky.
Yep. Specifically in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
And
they're all right.
That's where your family is. That's where you're from. Is Frankfurt.
Yeah, most of them.
That's where the mom is, right? Your mom is. She's doing all right. They're okay.
Everybody's still alive and fine or whatever. Like Buffalo Trace had a shutdown.
That's point two.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace is pretty much underwater and they're shutting down. Because when I went to Total Wine today, I was looking for some Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
It's going to get you a bottle because they have to shut down production. Yeah. So it's hard to find as it is here. It's going to be even harder. And so like when I was there at Total Wine, I asked the lady, I was like, hey, did you guys have Buffalo Trace? Because sometimes they'll have it on the shelf. Sometimes they'll have it behind a counter.
Yeah.
So you got to ask at a lot of places.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, we don't have any right now. But she goes, well, we just recently got a communication that we're actually going to start carrying it more.
Okay. Nice.
And we're going to have it a lot more often. And I go, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. They just shut down production because they're underwater. And she's like, oh, that sucks. I go, yeah.
They closed the tasting room and stuff like that. I think they'll be back in production fine. But yeah, so they're really close to the Kentucky River. It's kind of backed up against it. There's a bed of restaurants and other things right next to it. Part of the brewery tour, or not brewery, the distillery tour out there, right? My mom lives up on the hill. Up in the hills over towards Peaks Mill.
So she's good because she's up on the hill.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to, like, when you go to her house, you're climbing a pretty good size hill. So they don't have a problem, but they actually are close to the river. Because you go down a piece or whatever and hook a left. That's where Fred's son used to live.
Okay.
And so we'd go down there and hang out. I mean, just party. I mean, you're back there, nothing but trees, green old grass and all this kind of stuff. There's a river nearby. West 6 is out there near another West 6 brewery. That's near another river as well. But yeah, no, it hit Frankfurt. It hit most of the major towns that are next to the Kentucky River. Like if you go to a map and pull up Google Maps or whatever, it'll show all the hazards and stuff going on. Nothing hit my dad. My cousins and everybody else seems to be fine, whatnot. They are a little bit on higher ground, I guess I could say. But it's a serious thing. There's been flooding out there before where we've gone out there during the summertime and it was like some crazy rain. And we're like, we're trying to get to the casino. We're like, no way you can get across is that bridge. Because all the bridges, they shut them down or whatever, and it's like, and you go across and you see how high that freaking water is, and it's not like it's not like a little river or whatever that might be around here, and some bitch is huge. I mean, you've been up north, and just how big some of these rivers can be, how wide they can be. I mean, there's commercial traffic running up and down these damn things. So but yeah, everybody's fine, everybody's good. No reports of any issues or anything like that. Like I said, everybody's mostly on the high ground. You get close to downtown Frankfurt and like the lowlands or whatever, or lower area, they'll have streets closed. Anything that's pushed up against, or like some of those bars or whatnot. I think another the hell's the name of that other Goodwood? I think Goodwood's got a problem as well because they're right there. They're on the river, and that's part of their scenic thing, right? They're part of the historic downtown Frankfurt. So
and then you have like Buffalo Trace. It's not just Buffalo Trace that they have out of there. There's 4 different whiskeys out of
Blanton's,
Blanton's,
Van Pappy's or old Van Pappy's or whatever. Zach's one of his favorite ones. So yeah, there's a handful coming out of there, but they're not, like I said, they're not the only one on the river. It's part of the trail, right? The Bourbon Trail,
right?
And so
that's kind of what Kentucky's known for, especially that area right there, the Frankfurt area. You've got several different distilleries out there.
Yeah. So, but everybody's fine. Hadn't anything like too devastating as far as property loss and things like that. People just shutting down. Like it's just a little too high. So, but it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell is going on?
But if you're here in the Texas area and you see some Buffalo Trace, get it because you might not be able to get it for a while. Because like I said, they said they do have to shut down production, and it's if you know the right places to go, you can get it. Like typically, I pick it up at Specs. Specs usually has it.
If you're in Canada, they got a ton of it.
Yeah.
Dumbass is pulling it off the shelf ever so gently. I go, why don't you throw it away? Why don't you bust those bottles, tough guy? Go ahead and bust them. Like, oh yeah, you already paid for it.
Dumbass.
Dumb sons of bitches. You got the camera ready? Okay then. Fucking goofballs. Well, yeah, you're right. There's some places down here that you can just walk in and grab one, grab a bottle. I haven't seen Blanton's like in the wild in a long time.
Blanton's is a little bit tougher. I'll find it every once in a while, but usually when I find it, it's the bottle that you already have.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't that's what's the other one? Yeah, because the one you're talking about too, that's another bottle that I have. I'm like, okay, well, I have that one. It's a green bottle. Weller's. So Weller's is out there, a little bit more rare to find. And then, but yeah, I mean, you can find I don't see a point in getting anything higher. And listen, if you want it, get it. If your money, you spend your money, spend your money. But I don't need to really go above a Weller's or a Buffalo Trace. There's no reason for me to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I like a whiskey that I really enjoy that isn't really expensive. Like I love Woodford Reserve. I really enjoy Woodford.
Yeah.
And it's not expensive and it's easy to find and it
can get, I mean, you get a big bottle, but it's not like expensive, like overly priced.
Right.
I think it's properly priced. I think it's right there in the wheelhouse, right?
And
right
Buffalo Trace is one of those that I'm not going to go and you have some people that will pay absurd amounts on the secondary market for that. Right. And I don't get it. Like I'll grab a bottle and I'll have it. And while I have that bottle, if I'm at the liquor store and they have another one, I'll grab another one and I'll be good. And then once one of those is gone, I can find another bottle before I finish that bottle. And I don't have to spend absurd amounts on that stuff.
If I can find it, I can find it. I generally like to give it away. That or, I do like Christmas gifts, right? I like to give away.
Starting October, November is when you hit me up and you're like, hey, if you find it, get it.
Yeah. And I'll take Frankfurt distilleries or Lawrenceburg as well. I like to do Four Roses as well. I'd like to say that I am the reason that Four Roses was available in Texas as early as it was, because we were in a Specs and a Total Wine, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, you got Four Roses here? And I go, no, never heard of it or whatever. But we can order it. We can look into ordering. I go, you probably should order it. It's a big deal, or whatever. And they're like, no shit. Like, I'm not kidding. I was like, it's and it's damn good. And sure as hell, I mean, I swear to God, in 6 months it was there. It was on the shelves. Like, it was like, okay, cool. So, but yeah, I mean, any type of bourbon from that area, I like to get, I give it away for presents or Secret Santa, White Elephant here in Texas. Just cause, and that's how they know I was there for that. They're like, oh, this, I know who this is from, type thing. So, but yeah, I like that a lot.
There you go. Ovechkin.
Oh yeah.
Set the record, most goals, NHL history, in the same amount of games as Gretzky did.
Yeah.
And that was one of those where there was 2 games, he was 3 goals back, and you knew he was gonna break it, right?
They were gonna feed him.
And that first game, he got 2 goals that game, and you're going to the next one, he's tied, getting ready to go into same amount of games as Gretzky, and you knew he was. Yeah, it was. I pulled up Bovada and threw a little coin down on that because it was a foregone conclusion. They scored 1 goal that game, and it was his goal.
Yeah,
right. Like he was going to score. He was going to break the record. Did you hear what Budweiser did?
They did. They gave away some, I think, NA cans, the Budweiser Zero and stuff like that for
a special Zero of 895 cans to the goalies who never gave up a goal. There was 199 shots against these goalies. And I'm trying to see 28 goalies.
Yeah.
And they each got a special limited edition can that said, you didn't give up a goal to Ovechkin.
There you go. Yeah.
So that was,
Budweiser seems to be, they hit the brakes pretty hard. Now they're reversing pretty hard. And now they're trying to win some folks back.
This last year was the first year in X number of years that they were not a sponsor of the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
They said, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I thought it was cool they gave it to the goalies that didn't give up a goal.
Yes.
I like that after the game was over, they actually did a handshake line for it. they went through and was like, it was history, right? They're making history. It should be mentioned. It should be honored. Ovechkin, it wasn't like a gimme or anything like that kind of stuff. That guy was just a goal scoring machine for look at him. He's an old dude. I mean, he still plays, and he's still so damn good.
Scoring 30, 40 goals a year.
He's still in his corner, in his paw, right there off to the left, and he's just slapping them in. I mean, you can't stop him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there is a takeaway from this if you're, a Gretzky fan, and he's the great one, right? But if you Ovechkin caught him on that, right, on the points or the goals, right?
But
no one is ever going to catch him on points
or assist
or assist. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you can take the goals away from his points total, and no one's ever going to catch that.
Yeah.
It's so absurd.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, I couldn't.
The only person that could have caught him was Gordon Bombay.
Yeah.
But,
he scored like 87 goals a game. You know what I mean? The guy was out of control, balling out of control.
It was absurd. But he just. It's a huge account. It's one of those records that you thought was never going to be broken. They broke it. He broke it.
You get a longevity shooter. And with the production,
it's the consistency,
production, right? And whatnot.
It's not just a longevity thing. Like you look at like Emmett, like when he broke the rushing record, those last couple of years, he's rushing for 700-800 yards, right? Not a ton, right?
It's still pretty good back then,
but
still pretty good back then.
You were Ovechkin. Ovechkin was scoring 30-40 every year, like. He's just and there are different types of goal scorers too. Whereas Gretzky was a center and he made everything happen.
Yeah.
Ovechkin's a winger and other people were setting him up in that. Yeah. Right. And so just kind of longevity in that and knowing that it was other people helping create those for him. And I mean, the long list of guys who have assists with him is absurd.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how many of those goals, like percentages, are just one timers? I mean, it's gonna be like 80%.
Yeah,
right?
It's a lot.
90
but
maybe.
It's just
like
his shot was just so freaking good. It was ridiculous.
It was cross court, cross ice, or whatever, coming from the right side right to him. He's already set up, cocked, ready to go, and just it finds it. Top shelf over the left shoulder or over the right shoulder of the goalie, damn near all the time. I mean, he go 5-hole, whatever. But dude, that was bonkers.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see it. I saw the news about it, and like I said, the beers were cool. The handshake was cool. Everybody, because you're part of history, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the stuff that happened. I mean, that happened, back in the 90s, I guess, when Gretzky finally retired. All right. So it's been a long time for us. So and it's like, okay, cool. Because I mean, you grew up kind of idolizing Gretzky if you were a hockey player. I was a Lemieux guy. I liked Lemieux and I liked Yager.
Gretzky or Lemieux
but I still like Gretzky,
I was always an Yzerman guy.
Yeah.
Being a Detroit guy, Yzerman, Fedorov. Those were my two guys.
But if you like scoring, you were a Gretzky guy.
That was a Fedorov. Score some goals.
He had a couple. Had a couple in his time.
Yeah. But
I thought it was great though. Really cool story. I was glad to see him. I like seeing the picture. It's when Ovi got into the league. I think it was the night he was drafted or whatever. And there's Gretzky. They took a picture. Him and Gretzky took a picture. And look, hey, dude, he's so little. He's, you know what I mean? He's a young fella. And I was like, dude, that's just time goes. Time.
100%. But yeah. Have you seen? Do you think humans have learned from anything?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Did you see?
We've learned some things.
Okay, but did you see what we've brought back?
Oh yeah, I'm in on that.
You're in on that.
Well, we brought back a woolly mouse first, and then we were going to do a woolly mammoth, and now we got dire wolves.
Right. We're going to bring back. Okay.
Just two of them. They don't know how to be dire wolves. They were just bringing them back, and they're just we're going to put them in a zoo somewhere.
Apparently, you've never seen the documentary Jurassic Park.
Well, we ain't doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying you're bringing back these apex predators. Okay.
Well, we already have an apex predator that outlasted them all, right?
Yeah, but you're bringing it.
I think we have two of them, right? We have a shark, a great white, and we have an alligator, right? We have a gator. Yeah. Both those are apex predators that have lived longest, whatever.
But they're not complete a-holes, right? Wolves, on the other hand,
you think so?
I
never had a problem with a wolf.
Have you not seen what these morons in Colorado have done?
No.
So we've got these areas in Colorado where wolves have they've gone extinct there.
Oh, they're getting hunted. They're getting hunted out.
And yeah, just they're gone. And so these people are like, oh, we need to bring wolves back to Colorado. So they're introducing them back into these areas, and they're just they're killing everything. They're
like
wreaking
livestock
havoc.
And stuff like
livestock,
that.
Your chickens, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what's going on? They're killing everything. They're getting wolves. This is what they do.
Oh, what's going on?
Like,
there's no way that's a real, like, that's not the real audio. Like, there's no way.
No, 100%. That's the real
like,
audio. They're like,
on?
Stop it. What are you doing?
What are you guys doing?
But yeah. And so, like, hey, we're going to put wolves back in areas where they're no longer there. And now they're wreaking havoc. So now we're going to bring back giant versions of wolves to the world that have been extinct for 10,000 years or whatever it is. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long time. And so now we're going to bring them back. And yeah, it's only a couple. But this is how it starts. This is how all of it starts. And they're coming back. We're going to bring them back. They're going to start just wreaking havoc. You got these cute pictures now where you got George R.R. Martin holding a dire wolf, because he had dire wolves in Game of Thrones and all of that. And you're like, oh, this is so cute. Look at him with the dire wolf. Well, wait until he gets older and bigger. And they're not domesticated. These animals aren't domesticated animals. It's like we've learned nothing in this world. And we're just going to start bringing crap back that went extinct. It's like the problem you got in Florida with the freaking pythons. Some moron lets out a couple pythons out there in Florida, and now it's overrun by them because they're not supposed to be in this area. They're not supposed to be there. But here they are. They're there. Whatever. But yeah, I don't understand why we had to do this. Why it might not be AI.
That was impossibly long piss.
It might not be AI that ends the world. It might be dire wolves.
Well, my whole thing is this. I don't mind them bringing, like I said, I don't mind them bringing things back. Like, why not, right? But you have to. I think here's my thing. One, you're not going to introduce them like dire wolves. You're not going to introduce them into the wild, just let them run wild. I think you actually have to go to some of these states that have a ton of land, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, Montana, things like that, where you can have a section because I think each one of these wolves, they need to have a certain amount of miles, square miles, right, for their own zone, their own hunting. They're territorial. You somehow invisible fence that thing off.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. But I'll tell you this. You also, not only you have to do that,
but we're just going to create males, right? And then they won't breed. But you know what?
Well,
life finds a way.
Nature finds a way.
Life finds a way.
But
Luka's got 31 of the 60 Lakers points.
I say if you're some prick ass poacher and you get caught inside that line, you're in there. Or say you're just some random person, and we're trying to preserve because we brought them back, right? So we're trying to preserve them and see what we can do, see whatever can happen. And then your sorry ass is in there screwing around, death penalty immediately. What are you doing here?
What are we doing here? Bringing back these animals?
Well, let's see them. Let's check them out. And they're not bulletproof. We don't have a gun.
Hey, how did putting pythons in Florida work out?
Jesus, it's terrible, dude. That's the most terrifying thing on earth.
They
don't go down there and kill them and just drop a bomb on that part. The Everglades. What do we need the Everglades for? Kill them, all of them. There's a possum on the porch 5 minutes ago. I was ready to go get my gun.
And like I said, in Colorado, where they just got these wolves out there now, they've just reintroduced the wolf out there.
I'm okay with that though.
No, it's
okay with certain things. They should release the wolves in Chicago or something. Start thinning some shit out. They probably wouldn't make it a block and a half though. You gonna read all this? Hoppy, not sloppy.
You read this one. I'll read the next one.
110 calories. This is Imperial Dawn IPA. I'll turn my head this way so you can catch the camera side of this. Imperial Dawn IPA, groovy, non-alcoholic Imperial IPA, 12 fluid ounces, contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. Keep your crown straight. Our non-alcoholic Imperial Dawn IPA is the very first of its kind, crafted to be royally delicious, excuse me. Wait, why has it got a period and then the next letter is not capitalized?
Just
check it out. Seriously, it's screwed up. They screwed up. We doubled the hop brewed to fill every sip with citrus and pine notes while balancing. It's not a damn. That's a period too. While balancing it with a rich malty body, we entered a new dawn. What? We entered a new dawn without the big ABV, so you can rule your empire no matter how many you've had. Scan the QR code for collaboration. Drink hoppy, not sloppy. I feel like that's a shot. I don't appreciate that kind of talk. 15 carbs, 0 fat, 4 grams of protein, 110 calories. Cool can. Yeah, cool can. Yeah, tell me how to drink. I want. I probably should go picture that. Huh?
You're so angry.
Ooh, it smells good. Take a picture of it. Still got a head floating on it, so why not?
Yeah.
It's all right. These things they're okay. Why I don't understand why. The
White Sox lost again today.
Nice.
For those of you following along and just betting on the White Sox to lose every game,
you should be
2-9. 2-9.
What were we about to bet a minute ago?
The Rockies.
Oh,
yeah. I went ahead and threw some money down on that too.
When they start here at 8, 9.
They start at. Did they already start?
There's that money. Let's see.
Hold on.
I know you're.
Yeah, they're in the bottom of the first.
Oh, okay.
So 0-0. So you can still throw some coin down on that. They're 2-8 playing the 6-5 Milwaukee Brewers.
That's good.
So
that's damn good.
Is it? I hadn't tried it yet. Cheers, mazel mazel.
Yeah.
Good things.
There you go. Guardians only beating by 1. Jesus, that's a little too close to comfort.
That is pretty tasty. Hey, that's all I need is 1. You just got to win by 1.
Oh, the Rockies are not so the Rockies are not the favorite. They're on the road with the Brewers.
Yeah, no, the Rockies are awful. They're not favored ever. As a matter of fact, when they play the White Sox, it's just going to be even on both.
Yeah, it's like do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want to do.
I don't care, man.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Both of them minus 200. Nobody's going to win.
Did you watch college basketball this weekend?
Of course I did. It's Final Four. You're looking at second place. The league. So I had Duke and Florida rolling into the finals, and that would have sewn it up for me. I would have won. No problem at all. No big deal, right?
But then
Duke did not win. They blew a massive
that was
lead.
Insane.
Yeah, they blew a lead. Houston snuck in, led for most of the way. Because Florida's a second half team, anyways. And so I was sitting there telling my kid was there hanging out with us. This is my brother's birthday on Monday, so we go out to dinner. National championship's on, right? That and the Ranger game. We had all kinds of stuff going on, and so anyways, like, all right, we'll watch the game. Then we go over to main event, hang out for a little bit, shoot some pool, have a couple more beers, and and Ty's like, Florida wins, I win it all. I win the whole pot, whatever. His $5 and a handful of people in there or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, well, I get second if they win. Cool. It's better not win anything, right? So I got second. Pete got first. Third place did not pay. So breaking news alert.
So went to fourth place?
Old School got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Old School snuck in. Lizzie, Old School, and I can't remember who else was there, but they're all sitting there like, tiebreaker is going to make a difference.
Right.
And so it was a low scoring game. Like the over under was.
Here's the thing: Houston's offense is god awful.
Yeah.
They're horrendous on offense. Their offense, and this is every Houston possession. We're gonna dribble the ball down the court. We're gonna fiddle fuck around at the 3-point line until there's like 6 seconds left. We're gonna panic pass 2 or 3 times, and someone's just gonna throw up a shot with their eyes closed. That's the Houston offense.
It would have got them 60-something points. So yeah, no, it looked pretty bad. It looked like
it was all like if they had just one, if they had just one player who knew how to score, they would have won it all.
God,
like without a doubt. But they didn't have anyone who knew how to score, and like that last possession,
oh buddy,
that was the like you didn't even get a shot off. The guy goes up to take the shot, can't get the shot off, so just drops the ball.
Yeah,
and then he's trying to box everybody out because he can't touch it again. Like, meanwhile, no, touch it, let them get the ball, foul them. You at least got a shot, right? But
that would actually been a smarter move because I think they're down by 1 at that point.
They were.
So a 2-pointer actually works. But yeah,
no, they were down by 2. They were down by 2.
So
they were down by 2. But still,
you play the foul game at that point. Yeah, you don't let the clock just expire and
you don't get a
Gators
shot
are
off.
flying all over.
You don't get a shot off. Like, but again, like when they were down and they're going down for that last drive, I go, they're not scoring. They're gonna and again they dribble down. They're sitting there holding on to the ball like they're trying to hold on. What are you trying to hold on for the last shot for? Your offense is awful. You need to throw something up because your offense revolves around you throwing up a shot and missing and somebody getting a rebound and putting up an easy shot. Well, no.
Well, yeah, not great. So yeah, I was excited. I watched it though, but it was another great tournament. Had a lot of fun.
Was it?
Some upsets and whatnot, and
not really. No buzzer beaters.
Yeah, there were some buzzer beaters. Like early rounds, stuff like that. Like the first like 2 rounds were actually really exciting. You didn't have really a Cinderella story make it. I think past the Sweet 16. Obviously, everything got thinned out pretty hard.
Made it to the Sweet 16,
and then the Final Four was all 1 seeds.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like it hadn't been a while. I think it was like 2000. It's either 2008 or 2018 last time all the number 1 seeds made it. I think it might have been 2008. And so
that's like 17 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, kind of back to business.
Long time.
Right? Back to business. 1 seed should make it. They all should make it.
And you're going to get more of that now because like a couple of the teams that were your underdog-ish type teams like McNeese State. Well, the best player on there is going to leave there and he's going to go to some blue blood program.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have, you had your upsets because you had these schools like, what was it? Chicago Loyola that all their starters were 4-year seniors, 5-year seniors. So they've been playing together forever. So as a team, they're better. So that's why they can go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're not going to have that because they're going to go out there. They're going to have the player's going to have a big tournament. He's going to enter the transfer portal and he's going to be on another school before the tournament's even over.
Yeah. You
had guys entering the transfer portal while their team is still in the tournament. Your team is still playing in the tournament and you're entering the transfer portal. But not only that, but it's not like you're just like some scrub. You're a starter on a team.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's time to enter the transfer portal. Cool. I'm in.
I'm gone. Later, losers.
What are we doing?
I was looking for the next year, the way too early bracket or rankings or whatever, because like I think Barstool's posted them, but it's like you got to scroll past 85 million Masters things. But it was funny because it was like it showed like college is like it was talking about how like this team finishes above Kentucky, but it'll be out before Kentucky. Some random Big 12 team, random Big 10 team, this team somehow makes it in the tournament and starts bouncing people left and right. Yeah, see, they got like, I swear to God, they got 170,000 posts, and all these things are from today. Like they post like 20 times an hour. Dude, it's nothing but golf. What the hell?
So Houston's number 1.
Yeah. Did you find the funny one?
It's USA Today.
Oh, I don't want that. I want the funny one.
Duke.
No
Connecticut,
one cares.
UCLA.
No one cares.
BYU, Alabama.
I feel so
Tech.
just left out.
I'm just,
oh God, it breaks my heart.
Hold on. Funny.
That's what I typed in too. I go funny. It's like I was like, and it was like, okay, no, don't do that. Oh God, please don't rewind. So I can't find it there. Maybe it wasn't Barstool, it was somebody else. But yeah, it's like it's funny. Anyways, these beers are okay. So Groovy, they seem to be okay. This one for an Imperial, they should have just said it's not an Imperial, it's just an IPA. Just call it an IPA.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what an Imperial is, right?
Yeah.
Something that's super bitter and like 10% ABV. Not a non-alcoholic beer.
0.
You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. You got the 0 there.
There's a 0 in that. In the front, not in the back.
Yeah, I call this one. People. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it or say it. You know what the shock is?
The shocker?
Shocker.
2 in the pink, 1 in the sink.
Well, yeah. But anyways,
I'm just making sure we're talking about the same thing.
So this one's
we're not talking about the Wichita State shockers.
This one's called the money van, the minivan.
Go on.
You got Two in the front and 5 in the back. So you hold up the two right here. You got the okay. Oh God. Just want to go to sleep.
No, you don't.
I'm just tired.
We've got a whole,
I'm just exhausted.
Night of activities planned.
What the hell are we doing? Butt after this?
Maybe. Maybe we are.
I had to move the damn TV back. I was like, let me move it from over here.
So I know you didn't watch this live, but have you gone back and watched the end of the Stars game last night?
I saw the highlight. I was firing up some print. I was like, yeah, because I was like, oh, it was 2 minutes. It was a minute, like you said.
A minute. It was a minute, and they're up by 3.
Yeah, a minute. 60 seconds.
They just got done scoring an empty net goal.
Yeah.
And Vancouver was like, look, if we lose, we're out of the playoffs. We're not quitting. And so they keep pulling the goalie. Yeah. They keep scoring. And I wasn't watching it, but I was listening to it. I was out delivering, and I
hear
was
the
listening.
Concern in the voices.
And it's just like, he's like, oh, we're still up by 2,
yeah. Hey, you would have thought that would have been fine.
We're still up by 1. And then with like 5 seconds left, they score, and you're just like, they're like, what is going, like, what is happening? And then as soon as I was like, they're losing in overtime. If they don't lose in the last 5 seconds, yeah. I hadn't ruled that out yet. That was not ruled out of them winning the face-off and going down and scoring in 5 seconds. But I was like, and then we're 30 seconds in overtime, and the Stars commit a penalty, and then Vancouver's on the power play, and I'm like, oh, they're scoring here soon. But they didn't score. They didn't end up scoring on the power play. They killed the penalty, and then they scored shortly after that. It was just like, but it was crazy because in that last, I want to say in the last 2.5 minutes, 5 goals were scored. The Stars were winning by 1, and then they score a goal. Vancouver pulls a goalie. They score a goal again, and they're up by 3. With a minute something left, and then it takes them a little while, and with 59 seconds left, they score a goal. They take it within 2, and it's just, and this is the first time in NHL history that a team up by 3 with a minute left lost.
And of course, it's the Stars. Of course, it is.
Like,
of course,
I'm just listening. I'm like, this is funny. Like, I'm laughing.
Oh, you have to at this point.
And then when I got home, like, because I got an alert from ESPN, like, Canucks come back in historic fashion, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've lost 3
and I went, and oh yeah, they were winning. They had won 8 straight. They had not this game, but the game before that, they went into the 3rd period and they were winning. And this calendar year, since January, they were 20-0-0, went up, winning going into the 3rd period, and they've lost their last 2. Going in the 3rd period, winning. Like,
unbelievable. Now they do play the Jets tomorrow. The
number 1 seed.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
The best team in hockey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, them and the games played. Let's see, they got 53 wins, 21 whatever losses. Yeah, 53 is the number. I mean, by 4 games. Yeah. Capitals are 49.
Yeah.
So, yep. 53. Stars are 3 games back, so they've been good. They're just on a hell of a rut, and they have fallen apart. I mean, they got a real nice goal, goal for or goals against average to, they're plus 65. I mean, but Winnipeg's plus 83.
Yeah.
And been betting on Winnipeg all damn year.
It was funny because, like, after the Stars scored that goal to go up 5-1 or 5-2. And there's a minute something left. They were like, oh, and some people are starting to exit. Some people are starting to leave the game. This is why I will never leave a game early.
Oh God.
Because you just never know. And it was funny. I was listening to radio today, and they were talking to, like, what is this the equivalent of? And Bob was like, well, it's never happened before, so there is no equivalent. Like, you can't think of, like, oh, this is the football equivalent of this or the basketball equivalent of that. Because it's never happened.
Well, they don't have to play. We were talking about they had to play Colorado or something like that. I was like, don't they get to play it? Because Colorado's 3rd in their division, You don't play division first. You play a wild card or a lower seed card. Or
no, I think they
divisional
line up
first.
I think
Well, who's
so.
wild cards playing?
I think they line up with this. What they were talking about last night on the post game show was that this pretty much secured they're going to play Colorado in the first round.
That sucks. Because the Central has 3 teams. Obviously, they all made the playoffs: the Jets, the Stars, and the Avalanche. Pacific has the Knights and the Kings. And then you have right now in the wild card Blues and Wild. Right. So you would figure that the Blues and the Wild would have to play the Knights and the Jets or something. Something's got to happen. Maybe that's a wild card they can play in or something like that. And then, but yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure out what the actual breakdown is. But if that's the case, then the Knights have to play the Kings. The winner of the Blues and the Wilds have to play the Jets, and the Stars have to play the Avalanche. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here.
They're a little bit different, than baseball's easy. Baseball's easier for me to figure out.
Yeah. So right now, let's see here. Let me go over to here.
I think there's only 1 or 2 games left. 2 games left in the season.
Right now, yeah, it says current matchup: Stars and Colorado Avalanche. This is 11 hours ago on NHL.com.
Okay.
Like Winnipeg would play Minnesota. The Stars would play the Avalanche, which is crazy because they're the 2 seed. Colorado's the 3 seed, but that's just kind of the way it works out. Knights play the Blues, who are the hottest team in hockey right now. Did you hear what like a Joe Boo figure showed up in their locker room?
No.
And they since it showed up, they had won. They just lost to Winnipeg the other day, but before that, they won 12 straight since the Joe Boo
Jesus
figure showed up in their locker room. Kings were playing the Oilers as of right now. Wild card, Blues and the Knights.
Yeah, so
right
tomorrow
now.
You have the Jets. They're in Dallas, take on the Stars. Then you have Saturday, Utah coming into town, and then Stars hit the road for 2 games to finish off the season. They're going up to Detroit on Monday, and then they take on the Predators on Wednesday. So you have 2 more games to get out there and go watch them Thursday, and then I think it's going to be fan appreciation night on Saturday, which will be fun to go to. I think I'd like to go out there and to check out the Utah game. I don't know if I want to go to the Jets game tomorrow, but, the tickets for those 2 games, you actually have a pretty good chance at a deal, right? Because people won't be going to that because they know they're like, hey, I'm going to spend my money on a playoff game.
Right.
And I looked up, I got the pre-sale alert. You could have gotten the door. You're up in the upper deck, you're on the level 300, but it was $75, through Ticketmaster. I didn't click, add to it and, whatever, because God only knows what the damn fee is. I hate Ticketmaster. I hate StubHub, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and Trump's working on that with concerts. He's got an executive order that he's throwing in there that's supposed to be helping with.
You shouldn't have crazy fees like that. I understand you facilitate the sell or whatever, but
it's also supposed to help with bots buying up all the tickets and them all showing up on the secondary market and all that.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully that works out, because if a concert's coming to town, it's absurd. Like the price that you have to pay because your kid wants to go see, like if one of my kids wanted me to go take him to Taylor Swift, I just can't do it. I have to take out a 4th mortgage in order to.
Well, you could do that before if you even got in line for the damn tickets. Those things are crazy expensive. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Secondary market's insane. But yeah, even if you got your early pre-sale and you're sitting there in your virtual line, you're queued up or whatever,
then they're not bad, but you're going to spend a few hundred on it, but that's fine. But versus spending upwards of $1,000, on the secondary market for that stuff, it's just.
And then don't forget the fees.
Yeah.
I complain about it all the time. I'm going to the game for $6-7 getting in the door. I mean, they're selling for $6, a random Ranger game on a Wednesday afternoon. Like, the fee's $15 each ticket.
I don't even buy movie tickets online anymore.
Oh, the service fee?
Because it's
Fandango.
It's like a $5 convenience fee.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good. I'll pull it up on Fandango and be like, okay, this showing's got a lot of open seats. And then I'll just go to the theater and buy the tickets.
Yeah. I used to do that for, like, when I knew it was something I wanted to go watch, let's say Star Wars or Deadpool or something like that. I was like, opening weekend, opening night type thing. I'm like, no, I'm getting my tickets. There's going to be 6 of us or 5 of us or 4 or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and just knock it out. But yeah, you pay the in-service fee. You're like, but I'd rather pay that, though, for that Because, but you're
buying like 6 tickets, right?
Yeah.
And the convenience fee's the same if you're buying 6 tickets versus I'm just buying 2.
Yeah.
Right? It's like and especially like we'll go to like an earlier showing so we don't have to pay more. Yeah. So it's our tickets are $6-7 each, and then I'm paying an extra $5 on top of that. I'm essentially buying 3 tickets.
Well,
and
at least it's just that, and not like StubHub where it's like, oh, it's $10 a ticket.
Right.
But
you're also paying like in relation to the cost of the tickets.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
Yeah.
That's why I hate about that with StubHub. And then like I said, we're gonna go up to Cincy in 2 weeks. Like kind of catch the Rockies play the Reds. And I'm like, well, it'd be cool. We're gonna sit, good seats, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, you get a good price, double it. It's gonna be double because you got to pay for the stupid ass, whatever. So I'm like, all right, F it. I'll worry about it when I get there just to see and make sure, because I'm not gonna go if it's raining, if it's cold. It was cold and rainy up there when the Rangers were there last time. Just like recently in Chicago, it was like 30-something degrees. I'm like, who the hell wants to watch a game in the cold like that? I don't want to do that.
No, that's why we have a dome here now.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, F a bunch of that.
Weather's always nice.
Yep.
It's always perfect. It's always
Luka and the Lakers are starting to pull away a little bit. They're up by 8.
73-65, 6:30 left in the third quarter.
You think fans are still they're pissed that Luka's gone, or you think they're okay now?
No, they're still pissed.
They're still pissed?
They're still pissed. Oh, yeah. They'll always be pissed.
They'll never let it go?
No. The only way they let it go is the Mavs have to win a championship.
I noticed that I didn't care anymore.
But you're not a Mavs fan.
Well, I also was like, I don't have to listen or see Luka bitch about every single call on the court, fight would argue with fans, all this kind of stupid shit. And of course, he got teed up and thrown out last night or whatever it was.
But the NBA already rescinded that technical.
Yeah,
they already came back and said, yeah, that shouldn't have been a technical.
I don't know who gives a shit. He still got thrown out of the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Thanks a lot.
And at the point in time when he got thrown out, they were winning.
Yeah. And so he's got into it with some redneck up there in Oklahoma City. I was like, dude, I know that guy. And I saw him, I was like,
the same guy that you put the bottle in his jacket.
Oh God. Anyways, but yeah, I was like, what the hell? And I was like, I'm just glad it's none of that shit anymore. Like, dude, enough was enough. And I know there's some people out there that are probably like, I don't care. I still love Luka. I'm like, that's fine. I love him. He was supposed to be the future of this club. Future of this franchise, everything like that. You got traded away for.
He took it to the final.
You got traded away for a box of Snickers. You know what I mean?
Snickers and a Mounds bar.
Yeah,
not even a king size Mounds bar. It was just regular size. It's just like, man,
it was like
I didn't even get 4.
And as much as I love Anthony Davis. I love street clothes, man.
But that's the problem. He's called street clothes. Yeah. Because he's always hurt. The other day he was kind of. All that aside, you're just like, oh, buddy.
Yeah.
You made it back for a couple games, and I was just like, I always root for chaos in things, especially if it's like teams that I'm not involved, that I don't care about.
Yeah.
And there was like for a while, it was a legit concern that the Mavs were going to have to forfeit games because they weren't going to have enough players.
Yeah.
Because everyone's getting injured, and I was like, let's go. Yeah. I am here for this. Let's get some forfeits going.
Forfeits.
And it's also because of the stupid rules of the NBA too, right? Like if you got a player's on a 2-way contract between the G League and the NBA, he can only play so many games up in the NBA. And then after that, you can't. And then they've also got like a couple like different caps. And they're like, well, for this cap, they're maxed out. And you're like, yeah, but over half the team is injured. There should be something to where
I can field a team.
Right. Like, hey, and you can only sign like players to, 10-day contracts so many times. Yeah. Right. And you're just like, there's got to be something. Like the NBA's got to take a look and be like, hey, that shit was close.
Yeah. You're going to have professional teams forfeiting. Come on, man.
Right. Billy Joe's in the house. I lost 3 fingers on my hand.
Whoa.
I asked a doctor if I would still be able to write my name. He said maybe, but don't count on it.
What's up, buddy? How are we doing?
Billy Joe. Hope everything's going good, brother.
All right, we got oh shit, I didn't. All right, so before you crack that, let me tell you what to do. So we're having Groovy. This is Juicy IPA. This is kind of a rando pack or 12 pack or whatever. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute.
Well, I'm looking.
You get this out of a 12 pack?
Yeah.
Like a mix pack or whatever.
Yeah.
So non-alcoholic craft brew, Discovery Series, collaborate brews made for you and by you. 50 cals, tropical pineapple, bright hops. This was a little bit different than the other cans, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to it because Alan's dying to do it. So gently roll your juicy IPA and to resuspend the hazy goodness. This is okay, so it's to get it mixed up again. I guess some of the haze drops towards the bottom. But all right, so this one, collaboration is at the core of everything we do. We're on a mission to push the boundaries in the alcohol-free space, and we want you to be a part of it. Our journey, our Discovery Series, is a community collaboration, a collection of brews that we are made just for you by you. This juicy IPA is hazy, fruit-forward IPA with notes of pineapple and bright citrus hops. Scan the QR code on the front of blah 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 blah. 50 calories, ingredients: water, malted barley, malted oats, hops, natural pineapple, flavoring, yeast. Yeah, 0.5. Why they put everything so weird on that one? But anyways, yeah. So
I thought this would have been like a strawberry type thing.
Roll the can.
Just because of the color of the can and that. But
don't be alarmed by those number of the cans there. Half of them are NAs. And then we did some beer reviews.
Cheers, mazel mazel, good things.
They're pretty good, I thought. They were pretty good. All right.
Okay. Do you pick up a little bit like on the back end, like almost like a skunkiness?
Not on this one.
No? Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because you didn't roll yours.
Maybe. Now, I haven't had it yet where that traditional NA taste is at.
There's a watered down taste.
Well, no, just the aftertaste, right? That aftertaste. Yeah. And that might be what you're talking about with the skunkiness or whatnot. But it's just a hint. All these other beers I've had have been just like drinking a normal beer.
Yeah.
Not watered down, not that aftertaste of NA. You know, they've actually all been pretty good. Just been sitting there just knocking them back and enjoying it. And so this one, I think, the more I drink it, the less it's going away. So I think it's fine. Yeah, Anthony Davis, 6 points. Luka, 40 points.
Well, 9 and 5. You know, he's there for rebounds and that.
Working 9, 2, 5. We're gonna get radio pop there. Oh, nice.
Oh,
free throw. You like that? He's saying that's goaltending. Is that what they're arguing about?
I mean,
he did jump up there and grab it. I said bounce off
after
the rim.
It hits the rim, though. I don't think you can goaltend after it hits the rim.
Yeah, if it's above the cylinder.
I don't think once it hits the rim you can.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I think it's before.
If it hits the rim and bounces up, and there's any chance in hell, if it's above the cylinder, think of the cylinder as a whole, like just a one piece all the way up. If it's above that cylinder, it's goaltending. So did you see the thing where LeBron got like hit the other day? I don't even know if he got hit because Jesus Christ, he probably didn't. And he like laid on the floor, looked like a dead body, and people were like sketching outlines of him and shit like that. I don't know what happened to him. He might have got, I don't know, someone might have blew a kiss to him or something. And it like knocked him on his ass.
He ran into
that guy, dude, he sucks so bad. He's what's wrong with the NBA. That's why everybody's done. Well, okay. He must have got it. Yeah, he got a redo. It's his third field goal attempt for a 2-point shot. So I'm telling you, he jumped up. I don't know why he did. He jumped up and grabbed it and rolled it on the ground for some weird reason. I don't know. Lakers up by 8-4, 18 left in the third. Man, when we start listening, we hadn't had a TV. We haven't been watching TV during the stream in a long time. And it's fine because it keeps us more a little bit on track. Other than us just sitting there watching AEW wrestling. But which I'm about to fire up. It's 8 o'clock. Because I'm kind of over this. But anyway, I mean, it's getting closer. They're 6 now. It reminds me of back when the NBA shut down for COVID. And we were at the house.
Yeah.
We were chilling. We just got done with another stream or whatever. We got the news that just went alert. Dude, we got to go live. We got to go live right now.
We did.
And that's still one of our largest viewed, live streams or whatever. And the comments were out of control. They're like, oh man. I was like, because what does everybody do when shit hits the fan? They get online and they go to YouTube, they go to X, whatever. And so there we were. We're like, yeah, we're just sitting here watching it with y'all. Everything's been brought out and they're shutting it down. I was like, that was wild as shit, man.
Yeah.
And then they were playing in like the bubble.
The bubble.
Baseball wouldn't,
No fans.
Yeah, football had
games,
no fans,
which is crazy, right? Baseball was the biggest shock. First thing tomorrow, I'm buying some new glasses. After that, we'll see.
So there we go. That's the only reason we're here. You tell him, oh, buddy, she already got her belt. I didn't get to see her. Oh, she's about to work for it or whatever. Keep it.
No, she's commentating.
Oh, okay. I'm in on that. See, this is why we don't do this. It just turns into a dead air of us just watching Tony Storm. I got her card on my desk.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right next to my computer. And then my Kelsey Plum one's in the other room where I do work. So I've got them set up. They're strategically placed.
Does work
in the house.
It's just lubing up the gears.
It's so much
work.
So much lube in there. Like, there's some car keys. Want to rattle some car. What do you got? A toddler in front of you? Oh, still on the floor? Here, drive your own ass home. You sorry ass. So WrestleMania is coming up in a couple weeks. I know Slap's going to be out there in Vegas.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Thunder Rosa's walking in. I don't know why we should let's just say bye and then we'll move on. It's been an hour and 10 minutes anyways. Who cares? We can sit here and watch. Actually, we go up back and watch this.
Okay.
So anyways, what the hell was I talking about?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania is coming up.
Vegas. Slap.
You know what's crazy is, that's the weekend I usually take Lizzie out to Vegas, and the prices are all crazy, just like the other one. And I was like, she doesn't want to go. And then on top of it, we're like kind of like just talking like everything's expensive out there. Everybody's hating it. It's not a party. It's not like it was, But I was like, day trip though. You don't have to worry about that shit. You go for a day trip. You don't care. Women's wrestling is alive and well.
Yeah.
Was it not before?
I mean,
you
tell me.
Yeah. I mean, how long did she just start wrestling there?
It was a sign some fan had.
Yeah.
So,
but it's like, was there any question that it's not alive and well? I mean,
is this a Take On Me video right here?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, even if it wasn't alive and well, they would still shove it down your damn throat. They would still run out a handful of them. I thought that was what's her name at first. That Ray, whatever her name.
Rhea Ripley. Yeah. That's WWE.
Oh, there's a difference.
Those are two different leagues.
Oh, the leagues, like divisions or leagues.
Like you have like the NBA and the WNBA. Two different leagues.
Okay. All right.
WWE, AEW. Yeah, it's like it's like the NBA or the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah. MLB or Banana Ball.
I like AEW. I don't mind them. I don't mind watching some wrestling. Oh, this is from the Owen Hart Foundation. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Man, that dude fell.
Yeah.
Dude, was that on Monday Night? Monday Night Raw?
It might have been.
Shit. Because all of a sudden the camera's just like
anybody
yep,
could even know that.
Yeah, like anybody. I guess you could just Google it. All right, we got anything else so we can get out of here?
I mean, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Not a damn thing. Going out back, I got 3 cigars for tonight and a couple beers, and then we'll get some sleep. Go to the office tomorrow.
That possum come in here?
No shit, right? That's why I was like, see that paw come onto the door. We had a possum on the front porch, and
a baby possum,
a little bitty thing, and of course everybody goes outside. Let me see. I was like, yeah, no problem. Walk out there, and I lock the door behind them. Like,
you guys just suck.
And she's just tossing her around. All right, so but yeah, that'll do it. Watch the Masters this weekend, or we'll watch it. It starts tomorrow. You can actually download the app Masters.
.com.
No. You go to the App Store and download it.
AOL.com.
Because the cool thing is it's free. It's free app download, just like March Madness. And you can sit there and watch it. You don't have to log in or any of that kind of shit. So
the inventor of speedboats died. The funeral's tomorrow, followed by a wake.
Oh God.
I love Billy Joe.
Billy Joe, thank you for being here.
You are a saint.
Cheers to you.
Saint Billy Joe, teller of dad jokes.
Jesus.
Yeah,
you gonna run us out of here?
I mean,
come on, let's go. Come on.
Well, why don't you do it? You're
all right, guys and gals. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the show. Beer reviews will be dropping throughout the week. Get over to patreon.com/strike up air. We didn't do a Patreon video before the show tonight, so we're gonna do one when we get done here. Might have something to do with wrestling. Maybe we'll list our top 5 hot wrestlers and what our finishing move would be on them.
They're all China.
Wasn't she in some movie or what was she in?
I'm sure she was.
No. Like, wasn't she in like Spartacus or something like that?
You're thinking of Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, she was in there.
Xena Warrior
Yeah,
Princess.
Xena was in there.
Yeah, that's who you're thinking of.
Anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. We'll catch you next time. Adios.
Hey, as always, I'm Alan.
I'm Artie.
Talk to you later.